Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Friday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson. Have a voice. Total man. How's it going? And with me always is the great band hammer herself, Amanda.
Howdy, Untethered Live family.
How's it going out there? How's the world treating you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Are you doing anything special for a Friday night? Is it your birthday? Are you happy? Are you doing stuff? Are you getting involved with things? Are you sitting around watching TV?
Twiddling your thumbs.
Something. Kevin's the first person in chat. He gets the gold star by a long shot. He was here really early. Hey, Kevin.
Wow, he was.
Hey, my buddy. How you doing? Nice to see you. I gave you a few stars, and then Amanda will give you the other one.
Oh, you gave it to him already.
I'll give him another one. Mine don't count. You're the star giver.
Oh, okay.
Kevin says, I'm just stopping by for my gold star. I'll be back soon. Well, I hope you're back now, because we need you. Need you in the chat. Making noise. Amber Grounds is here. She says, good evening, friends. Smiley faces. Hi, Amber. How are you, sweet lady? Nice to see you. Come on in.
Hi, Amber. Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Having a good week. That's how I am tonight.
Good. And hi, Kevin and Amber.
That's a great cup of coffee. Thank you to the people that provide the coffee for the show. I appreciate that very much. It is a regular cup of joe. Don't you know?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Don't you want to have a cup with me? If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get to talking about something. If you don't have a cup, though, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has my face on it. It is fantastic. But we also have stainless steel tumblers down there, like this one, the big ones and the little ones, with locking lids. They keep your coffee hot for hours. They got the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front, all the platforms on the back. They look great on a coffee table. And they keep your coffee hot. Did I say that?
Yes.
Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little bit of love, if you want to throw a little bit of change my way, if you want to. That is Feed Jake for the uninitiated who don't know about that song. It is Feed Jake, not the other thing. And I'd appreciate that if you do, because, you know, I'm a hobo. Anyway, go down and get yourself a t-shirt or buy a hat, or a garden rake, or a rubber hose, or that little piece of plastic that goes on the bottom of a syringe right before the needle. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not sure if they've got those, but look, it's probably there. Anyway, one last thing is, you can go over to facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChillin' and check out what we got going on over there. It's free. It's available. It's yours. And that link is facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChillin'. All right, back to the show. I can barely talk. That's okay. I'm going to keep going anyway till the vocal cords fall out of my throat. Amanda says.
Hi, Soph. Hi, Kevin and Amber.
You got it.
I already said that.
Soph is here. She says, hey, guys. Soph, nice to see you, sweet lady. Angela's here. Hello, Angela. Angela says, hello, all. Kingdom Kid. Daniel, what's up, my friend? Nice to see you. Come on in. Daniel says, Jake, happy Friday. Chatting nothing but loves to y'all. Nothing but love back at you, buddy. Nice to see you. And it is Friday. It's a lovely Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Hi, Angela and Kid.
Kevin says, hello, Jake, Amanda, Amber, and Soph. Kevin, nice to see you. Angela says, hello, Amanda Hart. Get back up there. Where'd it go? My chat's jumping out all over the place. Kevin says, hello, Kingdom. Debbie. Hello, Debbie. She says, howdy, y'all. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. How are things? How's your life? What's going on? What's up?
Hi, Debbie.
Debbie, 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 Debbie.
Debbie.
Debbie. Kevin says, hello, Debbie. Stove says, how are you guys? Fantastic. Fab Daddy. Cowabunga, dude. What's happening? Lots of those thingies. What's all that doing?
It's pointing, an eye, a nose, an eye, an ear,
There's a lot of things.
and a rock and roll.
That says, I'm voting for that Porter chick. Sheesh. Ferd Turkison. Hello, Jake and crew. Hope y'all all having a great day. A great Friday. Hey, Ferd. What's up, my brother? Nice to see you. What's going on in your neck of the woods, my friend? Amanda?
Kevin, here's your gold star, and hi, Fab.
Kevin says, hello, Ferd. And so says, hey, Amber. And Kevin says, hello, Fab Daddy.
Hi, Ferd.
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 Ferd, 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 Ferd. I like that name, Ferd. I wish I could rock a name like Ferd. That's pretty cool. So says it's my boyfriend's birthday next week, the 24th of October. Well, tell us next week. What can we do about it today?
We got other things to try to remember between now and then.
Fab Daddy says, have you heard of sad news over happy music? Let's do happy news over sad music. Today, a couple got married. And today, they bought a new car. Does that work for you? In other news, that same couple had a baby. It was healthy. I don't think it works.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a reason they put happy music in front of things. Amanda says, here is the Facebook page if anybody wants to go check that out. Patty's here. Hello, Patty. Sweet lady. Nice to see you. Patty says, it's Patty. How the heck are you? I know it's Patty. I've been here before. How are you? Nice to see you. Amber says, cool smiley, and a smiley with teeth. And a bunch of other smileys. And happy Red Friday with a bunch of Americas. Happy Red Friday, America. Hell yeah.
Hi, Patty.
Patty says, Miss Amanda. And Kevin says, hello, Patty. And Debbie says, I got one toe over the line tonight. Toe the mark, walk the line. Got it. Why? Why do you have one toe over the line? Why not put the whole foot over the line? You'd be finishing then. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm an all-in kind of guy. Patty says, hey, Mr. Kevin. And Amanda says,
Hi. Oh, Debbie.
oh, Debbie. Oh, Debbie. Oh,
Ooh,
Debbie. Walter Davis says, good evening, all. Good evening, Walter. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Walter.
And Ferd says, throw some metal on it with a skull. I'm with you, Ferd. Ferd Turkison. Yeah. Kevin says, hello, Walter. And Fab Daddy says, you didn't convince me of happy news. You said it sad and slow. That's how sad music works. You said, have happy news over sad music. That's how sad music works. You can't be happy over sad music. It's why it's sad music. Come on now. Soph says, how is your blood sugar, Amber? There, I would imagine. Walter Davis says, hi, Jake, Amanda, Patty, Amber, Debbie, Kevin, Fab, Soph, and Angela. And Soph says, hey, Walter, how are you? And Patty says, Bunny won't be at the halftime entertainment event. Really? Good.
I think that's great.
I don't even know who that person is, but I've seen the reaction, and I don't think a lot of people like that idea.
He's a Puerto Rican singer, rapper, whatever you want to call him. R&B, something.
It's football. Get the Rolling Stones. Come on. It's not that hard.
I think what Turner Point USA is doing is the best. They're having their own halftime show.
Right. Well, I'm with you. I'm just saying it's not that hard. It's American football. It's easy. Get Hank Williams Jr. I'm sure they'll love it. You want to make money? Are you allergic to money? And Debbie says, I would put the whole foot over the line, but I am a little shy. Oh, come on, baby.
I don't see a shy bone in your body,
Don't
Debbie.
be shy. Don't be shy tonight. Put your foot over that damn line. Don't be shy tonight. You know you wanna come on, baby. Fat Daddy says the minor key worked. Yeah, there were a lot of minor keys. There was an A minor and an E minor and a D minor and a B flat and an F and an E major 7.
That's great, Patty.
Walter Davis says, I'm okay. I had plans for the weekend, but my mother has a toothache, and plans all got canceled. Well, mama's important. Take care of that tooth. Put some goody powders on it and let it sit. If Herd says Metallica would be cool, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not hard to fill up at halftime. I'm sure there's lots of names that are right on the top of your head that would like to be on that spot. And every one of them would say yes. And Fab Daddy says, oh, you are getting paid for Tai Chi walking. I just watched the ad. All right. Tai Chi is good for your body. Thank you. Now, if you'll just watch it 1,000 more times, I might actually make a few pennies on it. It's not the money you think it is, I promise. I'm pretty broke. Those ads don't, I mean, the last month, I think I made $12 total in ads. That's not much. You try living on $12. Anyway, Patty says, Bob Seger is the new singer. Really? Cool. I can see that. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm guessing that that's a lot better than the other guy, the bunny guy. And Ferd says, music, music, music. Right on, Ferd. Fab Daddy says, chords. I love them. Me too. Here you go. I'll give you one. There's a chord. Here's another one. Those are 2 augmented chords. You can use them. They'll work in any key. They're mine, but you can use them. Walter says, 1 foot over the line, little darling, 1 foot over the line. I keep a close watch on this foot of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. One little toe walks right up to the line because it's mine. It's across the line. Amy's here. Hello, Amy. Nice to see you, darling. Come on in. Amy says, I just popped in to say hi. I can't stay. Well, that's not good. I have a huge flood over here. The sewer drain backed up, and it's a stinky mess. I liked and I shared. Well, I'm sorry you can't stay. I know you got a job to do, but we love you and we're thinking about you. And I promise everything I say about you tonight will be the truth. And Patty says, no dresses with mustache and beards sold tickets.
Right. Yeah, because he wears a dress.
Yeah, that won't sell tickets. People in America don't like that kind of thing. I know there's some weird lefties out there that do. But there's a picture going around. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. I'm going to try to find it and pull it out for Saturday. It's like 50 people. I don't know how many, but it's across the whole screen, right? They arrested a bunch of the Antifa people, the leaders and the people that were aggressive and got caught. They arrested them finally. And there's like 50 people, maybe 25. I don't know how many there are. There's more than 10 people. And they all look exactly the same. The little blue hair and the little horn-rimmed glasses and a little fruity mustache and a pimply face, a little round face. They all look exactly the same. There's definitely a type. And those people, they don't make money. I don't know why big companies have went all in on this idea. They don't spend money, they don't make money, and they certainly aren't going to make you any money. Stay away from those people. If you go woke, you go broke. It's that simple. Amanda says,
Amy, that sucks. See you later.
and Fab Daddy says, that's better than none. $12, that is. Two sacks of potatoes. That's about it, yeah. Amber says, my blood sugar is 236 at the moment. Soph, thank you for asking. Smiley face. I'm like, how's your evening? How do you feel about what you did today? Are you happy? Those are questions I like to know the answer to. Blood sugar's on there, but it's like way down the list. Like way down the list. Walter says, that's terrible, Amy. It is terrible. I know all about sewer holes and leaks. They're not good. Oh. Amber says, Amy, prayers and smiley faces. And I thought finding out that finding out an ID card cost $86. I was shocked. What? An ID card costs $3. Where are you buying your ID card at? It might cost $10 now, but it used to cost $3. $86? Is that real? Somebody look into that. Pull that up, Jamie. That's ridiculous. I agree. Nice coffee.
Well, I don't know what state she's in.
It doesn't matter. Just pull up ours. Angela says, take care of the mess and yourself, Amy. Heart. Definitely take care of yourself. Don't get dysentery. Walter says, Brewer and Shipley, 1 foot over the line. Nice. Amber says, Amy S. Smiley, smiley. Debbie says, I'm starting a rumor. Amy is with Larry, probably drinking and dancing naked.
It's $14 here.
Okay, so it's $14 now to get an ID card. It used to be $3. I don't know why it went up so high.
It's 10 in Florida.
There you go. $86. It must be California. It's definitely a Democrat city. It has to be.
No, she lives. Oh, that's Angela, not no, that is Amber, isn't it? Oh, I know what state she lives in.
I do not know. You might ask her.
I know what state.
Ferd says America. Right on, buddy. I apologize for my voice being so terse tonight. It is not doing well. Had a rough day. Vocally, I mean. Amanda says, LOL Debbie.
Wow, that's crazy.
What?
That's how much it is in Washington.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I'd say go to Florida and get your ID and then go back to Washington and just say, I have an out-of-state ID. That's crazy.
Are you having to get a whole new ID, or are you just getting it updated? Because an updated one doesn't cost that one, but a whole new one does.
Fab Daddy says Amy might sound like a doof, but she's actually quite smart and cool. Why would you think she sounds like a doof? I've never heard her say anything doofy. I mean, if I'm comparing, you know, you would sound kind of doofy. Amy is always smart. Angela says, I love Amy very much. I do too. And Walter Davis says, hey, Ferd. Ferd says, hey, Walter, how are you, my friend? Kevin says, hello, Angela. And Amber says, Amy, if I was sleeping on your sofa, I could help. That's about the 5th time you've mentioned that. I'm wondering if you need to go sleep on her sofa. Fab Daddy says, 8-Ball, what did Jake learn today? 8-Ball doesn't answer direct questions, only yes or no questions. You could ask me, though, I'll tell you. Angela says, in my state, it is free for an ID. It's all over the place, ain't it? Every state's different. Walter says a Liberty card is if and it's free. What is, a library card. A library card, not Liberty. Library. I don't know if you can use a library card as an ID. I don't think that's a government document. Amber says, I could send a picture of my receipt. No, I believe you. I wasn't questioning you. I was just recoiling at the idea of it being that much. I totally believe you. Kingdom Kid says, earlier this evening in Tennessee, a military outpost, say, had magnesium explosion. Multiple people died. Not team. They can't even find. Prayers for the families. Absolutely, prayers for the families. I heard something about that, and my initial response was that sounded like a secretive thing, you know, like a flag kind of thing, false flag kind of thing. A little CIA action. I don't know if it is or not, but that's how I felt about it. And then I heard that was the second time that it's happened, and I'm like, you know, people that run companies are usually pretty good at it. They don't just blow up. I mean, it has happened, but it's very rare. Something blew it up. Let's put it that way. Absolutely prayers for the families, though, and God bless them all. Amber says, I'll share the paperwork picture. I mean, you don't have to. I believe you. I was just saying it's ridiculous that it's that much. Fab Daddy says, 8-Ball, what did Jake learn today? A second time. Don't repeat yourself, Fab Daddy. And again, 8-Ball doesn't answer questions. It's a yes or no thing. See, 8-Ball says maybe, because that's an answer to a yes or no question. And Amber says Washington State. There you go. Amanda figured it out.
Yeah, that's ridiculousness.
That is crazy. Angela says, you need an ID to vote, so my state made it free for IDs. There you go. That's the way to do it. Get free. If the government did more free stuff, they'd have more power. I'm just saying. Fab Daddy says, 8-Ball, so it's a possibility Jake learned something today. I learned something every day, Fab Daddy, but 8-Ball can't answer that question.
Yeah, that's a yes or no question.
And Fab Daddy says, the 8-Ball says, forget about it. See, I told you, Fab Daddy, it will not answer anything other than a yes or no question. Walter says, Kingdom, that's bad. That's so bad. It is terrible that people have to worry about blowing up when they go to work. It's terrible that things like that are happening in our country. We really need to have the cooler heads prevail and have some adults stand up and put a stop to all of this nonsense. We really need to shut it down. Every time somebody even back talks, they need to shut it down. Enough. That rhetoric leads to death. Stop doing it. Somebody needs to take control in a big way. Amber says, that's after they took the $600 for the medicine I still haven't gotten. Y'all, it's a month. Seriously, pray for me. I pray for you twice a week, every week, Amber. And that is ridiculous. I totally understand the there's not enough money in the world feeling. You just can't make enough money. Can't get ahead no matter how hard you try. I totally get it. Fab Daddy says, I got my 8-ball answer. Well, I'm glad that you feel vindicated in your 8-ball extravaganza. If you maybe lay off the 8 balls, you might get a little further. Amber says, Jake, when my new ID finally gets here, I can buy a ticket to travel to Amy's. I hear you. Might have talked to her about that, but I'm sure that she would love having you around. Fab Daddy says, your chat's going to jump and leave you lost. It says, sad about that explosion. Yes, it is terrible. It's really bad that people have to worry about things like that. I really wish that we lived in the country I grew up in, where everything was just assumed to be safe. Soph says, I went to the disco last night with my boyfriend. Today is Saturday. Congratulations. And that sounds like fun. And Walter says, a chocolate factory blew up in Pennsylvania last year. Human error is rampant. Unless it's a human intent. You ever thought about that? Could be an insurance thing. Things don't just blow up usually. They have done it. I mean, anytime you're working with pressurized things or powerful things or hot or radioactive or anything like that, there's always a risk of blowing up. I'm a person who have built power plants. I've done that in my life. So I know about pressurized lines and unsafe working conditions, and I also know the care that goes into preparing for that, lockout, tag out, all the things like that the employees have to do to avoid blowing the place up, because that's just not something you can write off, you know. So they tend to not want to explode, and they go through everything they can to keep that from happening. So when it does happen, it's a tragedy and also very rare. If it happens regularly, like 3 chicken plants getting blown up one right after another, if there's some kind of pattern to it, it's usually because somebody's doing it to them. Amber says, Jake, I'm shocked. It's not a proof picture, and holy crap, check this shit out. It's not a proof picture, and holy crap, check this shit out. Oh, I believe you. It's ridiculous. Fab Daddy says, I'm more upset we sold our country for a $4 billion jet and a $3 billion for Jared to play stock market. Qatar is getting an Air Force base in Idaho. So, have you looked at the different things that we have all over the country and all over the world? I'm pretty sure that there's an Air Force base in every country in the world. And if not, most of them. We didn't sell our country for $3 billion and a jet. I don't care what Jared Kushner gets. If he's getting lots of money, then power to him. He played his cards right. Why are you so jealous of Jared Kushner? And also, the jet was free. So quit whining about it and get on with yourself. And Amber says, but a. I guess that goes into that sentence somewhere. It's not a proof picture, but a holy crap, check this out picture. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Understood. Amanda?
My chat jump.
Yeah. 8:58.
Oh, Amber, I would get Cash App and put your money on Cash App and keep your card locked, so they can't just keep taking your money like that. I'd put a stop to that shit.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
If that's what she's talking about, I agree.
Well, they must be keep taking it out of her bank account off her debit card or something.
Yeah. I think she's just reeling at the price of it.
I'm talking about her medicine.
Oh, yeah, well, you got to have that.
Yeah, but she hadn't gotten her medicine. They took the money and she hadn't gotten her medicine yet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not good at all. Walter says, Fab, I wish you would realize there is only one party and we're not invited. I guess that's the truth, if you really want to break it down. Fab Daddy says, and love, we can give Argentina billions. They needed it. Well, why not? We gave Ukraine billions and they didn't. So why not? Are you just mad because it's their turn now? You didn't have a problem with it when your turn was doing it. And this isn't a political night, so, dial it back a little. You see these eyes? I'm not at all accusatory or sarcastic. I'm just trying to chill. It's a chill stream. You don't want to wake the beast. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Angela says, yep, I thought about that. That's probably a good idea. April Rain's here. Hello, darling. April says, hi, everyone. I'm out and about right now, but I'm here. How is everybody? Much love. Today is Sonny's birthday, 24 today. Sonny and Brandon went to Old Town, Orlando area near Disney World. That sounds like fun. What is Old Town area?
Old Town, where they got the slingshot and the human swing, and where you walk down and it's got all the old stores and the bars and the tattoo shops. You know where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just before you get to Disney on I-4.
I think I do. It's been a long time since I've been there.
It's got the original Bigfoot monster truck sitting there.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You walk down the brick roads and there's storefronts on each side of the road. And
Kevin says, hey, April. And Amanda says,
hi, April.
Debbie says, Fab Daddy, Qatar decided to buy the F-15QA aircraft from the U.S. government program called Foreign Military Sales in 2017, and discussions to train Qatari troops in the use of the jets began shortly thereafter. So it was a sale. By the way, did you happen to notice all the money that poured into the White House today? Large portions of the tariffs are actually paying in today. Go look into that. Amanda will tell you more details about it later. April says, hi, Kevin, Amanda, Jake, Amber, Angela. Good to see you all. Love and hugs. Hello, darling. Nice to see you, too. And Soph says, hey, April, how are you, beautiful? April says, hi, Walter, Debbie, and Fab Daddy. Hugs all the way around.
And I know, too, if he jumped.
Thank you. Now, Walter says, hi, Amber. And Amber says, they took my money from SSI, not my debit card. Yeah, you can't do much about that. I hope they'll get you your medicine pretty soon, though. That's terrible. Amanda says,
Guitar brought the airplane from the United States anyway, so.
Right. Are we still talking about the one that they gave Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that gift. They paid for it from us, and now they gave it back. So we got money and an airplane. It's a nice gesture. What's wrong with that? Also, look at all the peace that's going on over there right now. That's totally Trump's fault. And Walter says, hey, April. And April says, Patty and Ferd, much love and hugs. And Soph, hi. Lovely, good to see you. Smiley faces and hearts. And Soph says, I'm so glad you're out and about, April. I love being out and about, too. Whew. Don't even know how to respond to that. Amber says, they take the money before I receive the deposit. I received the remaining balance of $563 for the month total. I hear you.
That's crazy. And then I said, Amber, they took it from your check before you got it, or your account. So they took it from her check. I was typing that.
Well, they're saying what she's saying is that she doesn't even see it. It gets taken out before she even gets it.
They take it off the top, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. April says, LOL, Jake, about the Hulk. I did use a Hulk reference, that's for sure. I'm a hulky kind of guy. I got a total gym and everything. I don't know how to use it, but I got one. And Soph says, good to see you too, April. How are things with you, my friend? I'm just going to start calling you Elmira. And Walter says, happy birthday, Sonny. Yes, happy birthday, Sonny. And it totally jumped right out of my mind as soon as you said it. And April says, yeah, lots of fun in Old Town. I sang there. I probably have too. It's just been years and I don't remember what they call everything. Amber says, I can't stop it. I've stopped the mail order service and have an appointment tomorrow at the doctor's office where the entire problem started. Please pray for me. Prayers, you've got them. Father, we ask that you put your hands on Amber tonight, and your will be done always, but we ask that if there's anything you can do to ease up her situation and put prosperity in her life and give her a leg up on what she's dealing with, we ask that you do that, Father. Put a hedge of protection around her and keep her and guide her. And in all things, in your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. I hope that helps.
Amen.
April says, thanks, everybody, for the birthday wishes. I can't believe Sonny is 24. OMG. I know. I got one that's about that old, too. 22, at least. Not quite 24. 23 or 24. 23 or 22. Somewhere in that
I think
area.
they'll be 23 this year.
You start losing count after a while. And Soph says, I will, Amber. Elmira.
Oh, wow, Amber. Okay.
April says, Amber, I'll pray for you, lovely. Smiley faces, prayers, and thumbs up. Fab Daddy says, man, I'm just trying to chill also. I'm going to watch a horror movie tonight. That sounds fun. Which one? Might I recommend The Exorcist?
The Conjuring Last Rites.
That's not a horror movie. That's an action movie. They don't make horror movies since 1995. And I'll tell you what happened. Somebody got the idea that they should get as much money as possible, humanly possible, for every movie that's ever made. So they decided the best way to do that is to market to families, not just entertainment niches. Like, people that like horror movies. That market to the whole family. Therefore, everything became homogenized and localized and marketed to the whole family, which is not a good business model. They made a rule that they could not make a movie that was rated R. Everything had to be PG or PG-13. And for the very special cases, they get these new suitable rating, unrated, which never worked. Nobody ever understood what that meant. And it did not have in it what they thought would be in an unrated movie. So people just didn't pay attention. Problem is, yes, there are movies that usually go towards families, such as E.T. or Star Wars. The whole family likes it, and they make $1 billion. But the truth is that only movies that are family-oriented, that are in that direction that families like, are going to make $1 billion. Barbie, Oppenheimer, that sort of thing. You can't predict it. You can't make a model or a equation to correctly make that movie every time. It just doesn't work. The reason that niche movies work is because a group of people like it, such as horror. There's different kinds of horror. There's shock horror. There's gore horror. There's intellectual horror. There's psychological horror. There's different kinds of horror, and each one has their own little genre and their own little group of people that like it. And those are the people that'll go see your movie. Everybody in the world is not going to go see every movie in the world. That's why the movie industry is failing. What they need to do is lower the budgets back down to around $100 million. Stop trying to make billion-dollar movies and make good movies with good stories that market to niches, and they will mop the floor with people. So anyway, what horror movie are you attempting to watch tonight?
I just told you.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh, The Conjuring. I got you. Well, enjoy. April says, I'm still thinking, LOL. But no, really, I'm just taking one day at a time. It's been hard, love. I have no idea what that sentence is referring to, but I feel for you. And there he is. Fab Daddy says, The Conjuring Last Rites. Well, I hope you enjoy that movie. I did not enjoy the first Conjuring, so I didn't bother to watch any of the sequels. Ciao, Mabel. Nice to see you. She says, ciao, everybody. How are you?
Hi, Mabel.
Sorry, my chat jumped. Oh, we got it. Walter says, amen. And hey, Mabel. And Mabel says, if it is okay, I would like to ask some advice. Sure. Vic and I do not have our elders around anymore. I would love to fill in for them. So we try to hold on to what they have taught us, but sometimes we are unsure, and you are very kind. Well, thank you. And if there's anything I can do to help, I would be more than happy to. Just tell me what your problem is, and if you don't want to talk about it publicly, you can email me. There's my email address right there. Email me, and I'll respond if you don't want to talk about it in the chat. But if you want to bring it up, I'll be more than happy to give you my thoughts on it. And it's wonderful that you try to keep what your elders gave you, as all people should do, because they've lived the longest and they are the wisest, and that's what good families do. They pass down knowledge to the younger. But sometimes we lose our elders, and then we're left reeling in the world with no direction, as I was when I lost my mother and my dad. It took me a while to gain my footing, and I'm not sure that I ever did, to be honest with you, but I'm trying. April says, I'm not doing anything exciting, unfortunately, at my storage, and I'm about to leave, and then I got to go clean up my car where I spilled coffee all over me and the floorboard, and it's sticky. Ugh. Geez. Arg. Yep, that's you doing something all right.
Typical April.
Why would you spill coffee all over yourself and your floorboard? It's supposed to go in your mouth, like this.
Because this is April we're talking about, and she can't do two things at once. So clearly she was trying to drive and probably talk on the phone and drink coffee at the same time.
Was that true? Is that what you did?
At least two of the three.
Now, Walter says 13 to 30 is a horror movie. Yeah. And Mabel says also, to clarify, I asked Vic's permission to speak about this, as you should, and I would not talk behind my husband's back. I understood. Well, I'm glad that Vic approves of the idea of bringing it to me. Whatever it is, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. But just to clarify, it's always appropriate if you're going to make a decision to discuss it with your husband before you do so. That's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that you're taking that route. So many people in this modern day wouldn't even bother, and so that makes you special, just that you think like that. April says, hi, Mabel. Lovely. Smiley face and heart. And Amanda says,
Absolutely, Mabel. That's why we're here. We're all family. Ask away, hon.
absolutely. And April says, how are you? And Mabel says, thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome, Mabel.
And Mabel says, today, Hannah called Vic Dad. I do not know if it was by mistake, and Vic did not get mad and embraced her. But he did later tell me that he was unsure how to respond and he was uncomfortable. I think it was a very kind and deserved gesture, but he feels that he cannot replace his fallen comrade. which I understand, but I also feel that Hannah deserves a good father figure in her life. Okay. She continues. Hold on. Sorry, my chat jumped right in the middle.
9:13.
Right in the middle of that. We are not sure what is right or proper. All right, let me stop it right there. First of all, I was unaware that Hannah was not Vic's daughter. So now I'm aware of that. Maybe I've forgotten, and that happens. If he's raising her, then he is in the role of her father. According to the Bible says that if a wife's husband goes off to battle and falls in battle, that her brother is supposed to take up his place and rear his children up in his name, or give her children if she didn't have any before he died, and rear them up in his name. That's biblical. I don't know if this comrade is his brother or his friend or his fellow soldier. It doesn't matter. None of that matters in the world of children. A child is innocent in all of things, right? They don't have any stake in what's going on in the world. They're just children, and they didn't ask to be here. They just are. And they're trying to find purpose and reason and footing and find their way through the world just like everybody else is. And they deserve the best chance to do that, period. Now, if a person becomes another person's step parent, it is not a rule that that child should then call them father or mother. I had a stepdad, and I chose instantly, and it was a discussion between me and my sister. My mom wasn't even part of the discussion, that because my mom needed him and he made her happy, that we would accept him and call him dad. So we made that decision right off the bat when they got married. Not everybody feels that way, so it's not necessary. But if she felt the urge to call him dad or give him that obeisance, that respect, the father figure, that's beautiful. There is no wrong in that whatsoever. If the other guy's still alive, you might want to talk to him about that, because she has a dad, but I'm guessing he's not, and that Vic is taking over for that role. And if that's the case, then he should honor that by being her dad. He don't have to ever be called that again. If she feels that way about him, then it is upon him to accept that role and be the best father for her that he can be, and guide her in her life the best that he can with all the wisdom that he can muster, because that's what she deserves. She's the child in all of this, which, as I said earlier, always innocent. There is no wrong in her calling him dad or him accepting that. There is no wrong in him accepting her as his daughter or feeling like she is his daughter. May not be by blood, but you guys have made a family unit. You have come together as a family, and these are the roles that you're playing in that family. And that's nothing but respect for that to start with. And if you're worried about it being wrong, there is no biblical wrong in any of that. Christ said it would be better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and toss yourself into the ocean than to hurt one of my little ones, meaning the children. That's how he feels about children, and that's how I feel about children. So you'll never hear me balk at that. I think that's wonderful. And I think if she made the initial step, if she initiated that and called him dad, that's her showing him respect and love and feeling like he's protecting her. Because, you know, girls, you're a girl. Girls need protection, whether they'd ever admit that or not. They need a father figure to protect them in their youth. They need to feel secure and at home and safe so that they can grow and be free, because that protection affords them the freedom to do that. If she called him dad, that's her saying all of that to him. You've given me a home that I feel safe in. I feel protected with you. I feel like you're my father. That's a sign of respect that you just can't pay for. That's beautiful. My advice would be for both of you to grab that girl and hug her just as hard as you can for as long as you can before it gets uncomfortable. It's my advice. I hope it helps. All right.
I think it's me.
Amanda says,
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. 1, it shows trust. 2, it shows she's comfortable and feels protected with him. He should see that as respect and love.
I said that.
I said it before you. I said more that you said too, but I said it before you. We think too much alike.
April says, I'm still missing Kevin, and it's all been hard. I understand, honey. Some things are for the best, though. I don't know what that situation was all about, but sometimes the world makes choices that you can't make. And hopefully you'll all come out on the other side of this better for it. Amanda says,
she's old enough to make the decision to call him dad if she feels that way. If he should feel good, that's a high rank.
April says, amen. Well said, Jake. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Mabel says, I agree, Amanda. I know how much Vic loves and cares for her, and she has called me her second mom for a long time. See, I didn't even realize that you weren't her mother.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't remember? Yeah, they just told us about them adopting him from a grandma.
Yeah, it might have been. I might have been really tired and just forgot about it, but I'm getting the picture now. She has called me her second mom for a long time, and I've gotten used to it and never thought on it. But I do understand his hesitance, as do I. That's a weird position for a man to be in, especially when it's someone else's child. But from what you're telling me, from what I can see, the pieces of this thing, it's natural. And she's moving in this direction quite naturally. You know, it's perfectly okay to do that. He doesn't need to feel hesitant. I understand why he feels hesitant, but he doesn't need to. It's a good thing. And Debbie says, Mabel, if I may, it seems to me that Vic is unsure because he is trying to protect his heart. If Hannah ever goes back home, it could break his heart. But with that being said, Hannah is probably looking for stability of a dad, and she picked Vic. I agree. And if the guy's still alive, or if she has the possibility of going back home, yeah, that would break his heart. And if he allows himself to be vulnerable and let her into that spot, because there is no place in this world more high than a father's love for his daughter. That is the highest pinnacle of I don't know what word I'm trying to use here, but a daughter is the apple of the father's eye. And if that gets taken away from him, it'll crush him. But if he allows that to happen, if he opens himself up to that vulnerability, then hopefully she would cherish that spot and not do that to him. I don't know how that would work out, but from what you've told me, it's quite natural that this is coming together, and you guys are a family, so enjoy it, embrace it. April says, because I forgot it was on the dash, LOL, Amanda, and you know me too well. The coffee, yep, it happens. It doesn't happen to me. I put my coffee in the cup holder, but
yeah, she puts it on the dash, which is right in front of her, so she wasn't looking up when she was moving. Gosh. She's going to kill herself without me with her. I kept her alive when I was in Florida.
Mabel says, Debbie, I feel that he is trying not to break her heart. He is still in contact with Ukraine, and he says he does not want her to lose another father. Well, that also is a big problem. But personally, I would much rather have a father and have the possibility of losing than to just not have one at all, right? Remember the old expression, to love and lose? You haven't loved at all? I forget how it goes. It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. That's how it goes. So her being there for her is better in her heart than him not being there for her. That's the way I would see it. Debbie says, Vic cannot hold back because of fear. I don't think he will. I think there's nothing more natural when you have a daughter, whether it's biologically yours or not. There's nothing more natural than for a father to protect. That's in the DNA. When that switch turns on, you turn into Mr. Protection. There's just no way around that. So I don't think that's going to happen. And Amanda says,
I absolutely agree, Debbie. His friend would want his daughter to be happy and loved and taken care of. His friend would be happy.
I would think so, yeah. I know that if I died, I would want somebody that loved me to take my daughter and take care of her. I know that's what I would want. Big John Nugget, what's up, my brother? He says, good evening, everybody. Hello, Big John. Nice to see you, my friend. Amanda.
Hi, Nugget.
So says, hey, Nugget, I went to the disco last night. Big John says, want to send prayers for Amy. Prayers and hearts. Thank you, Big John. I'm sure she'll love it. Amy says, flooding has been cleaned up. My supervisors came over to help. I won't get my work done, but they said floods have priorities. Right on. Well, just do what you can do, honey. Amy says the shift before me did not follow protocol and left it all for you to clean up is what they did. That's terrible. And Soph says, hi, Amy. And Mabel says, we really appreciate all the kind words and we really value your advice. Well, thank you. And it's my pleasure. And I'm honored for that. So thank you for coming to me with it. And I think you're doing just fine. Amanda says.
LOL, Amy.
And?
You're welcome regardless. Just love her, Mabel.
Big John says, Soph, that's fantastic. Getting your boogie on. Mabel says, to explain, her father, who fought in Syria and Ukraine, was killed in Ukraine. Her mother had been unwell ever since, and her grandparents and Vic and I were taking care of her. And we recently got joint custody with her grandparents, and she lives full time with us now, but it is not an official adoption. I got you. Well, I don't know how the legality of those things work. I don't know how long she's been with you or anything like that. If there's no plans for her going anywhere in the near future, if the grandparents are waning out of the picture and you guys are going in, I don't think it has to be a legal adoption. What her last name is irrelevant. If you love her, she's yours. I agree with that. Mabel says, fought in Syria and Ukraine with Vic. Got it. And April says, I was leaving Walmart when that happened.
See, I told you she wasn't paying attention when she was leaving.
April says, hi, John. Love, hugs, and how are you? And heart. Mabel says, I agree that a girl needs a father. Some of my greatest morals and values came from my father, and I really believe I would have been different without him. Absolutely. And this girl, that role is going to be Vic that gives her that. And when she's old and looking back on her life and thinking about her morals, his is the face that's going to pop into her mind when she thinks about what shaped her into the woman she is now. And Mabel says Vic does essentially take the father's role, and I think vocalizing it is very difficult for him, like it makes it official in some way, and maybe he's scared. I don't doubt it. That's a big, especially, does he have any other kids? If this is his first father role, yeah, that's terrifying. He doesn't know if he can do it. He doesn't know if it's the right thing to do. He doesn't know, he doesn't trust his own instincts yet.
Right.
All that stuff is very big for a first-time dad.
And he didn't have 9 months to psych himself into it.
Right. So don't Don't make a misstep because of that. That's part of the whole journey. He just has to take a crash course in getting ready for it. And also, a father's instincts are kind of a thing that grows on you. You don't really know where it comes from. It just kind of happens over time. It suddenly start seeing things in a different perspective. And so you start judging the world in a different way based on your kids, which is weird for a person to think. But that's what happens to a guy. So he's got to learn to trust his own instincts just like any person would as they grow into it. He just has to do it quickly. That's all right. That's all typical stuff. But again, I think you guys are doing just fine. That's exactly what she needs. A strong parents and a strong family unit and the safety and comfort to say dad.
And somebody that's going to teach her the word of God.
That's right. Always put God first. As a matter of fact. And April says, I love that advice, Amanda and Jake. Well said, referring to Mabel. That was beautiful. Prayers and smiley face. Thank you. Big John says, hi, April. Sorry, my chat jumped again.
9:30.
Hi, April. I hope you're having a blessed day. And April says, hugs and love, Amy. How are you tonight? It's always blessed when I have another day, John. And the same to you, love. Heart, prayers, and smiley faces. And Amy says, is Debbie a spy? Maybe it's Kevin. Maybe. I don't know. And Debbie says, yes, Amy. I was hired to keep tabs on Larry. It's not my fault. He's always with you. Larry is the... It's hard to explain. You had to be there. April says, LOL. And Mabel says, your chat's about to jump again.
You couldn't jump too far. You're at the bottom.
Emma? Well, that's good.
Yeah, roll all the way down.
Mabel says, I do truly believe he deserves it more than anyone in this world, and we have no other children, so it is a first for both of us. Right. I expected as much. Yeah, all of this is super new and scary. That's quite okay. Just roll with it. Just trust in the process. Know that God designed people to be this way, and whatever you're feeling is a natural occurrence of feeling this way. Just roll with it. You don't have to trust. You don't have to believe it. You just have to trust it. Just know that it's going to happen.
You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to tumble, and you're going to have wrong answers. There's no instruction manual when it comes with kids.
Right. There's no right way to raise a kid.
Yes, and you have an advantage because she's old enough to tell you what she needs. You guys weren't just you had a baby dropped in your lap and have to figure it all out on your own.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So, I mean, you've got some serious good advantages going on for you. I think you guys will do good.
Maybe if you're lucky, you jumped over that super rebellious phase that 13, 14-year-old girls go through. Maybe you missed that too, hopefully. But if you didn't, buckle up. It gets wild.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Let's pray you guys have made it past the rebellious stage. Or the I'm going to do what I want to stage.
Kingdom Kid says, on my channel, I made a post about the majestic pearly gates. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. Okay. Are you advertising for me on your channel? Mabel says, thank you very much, Jake. I do hope Vic makes it tonight. And either way, I will rewatch with him later so he can hear and see everyone's kind words. Excellent. Well, thank you for that. And I hope he makes it too. And April says, right on. And Mabel says, thank you so much, Amanda. And that has honestly made me feel a lot better, and I feel it will help Vic too.
Absolutely, Mabel. You're welcome. Anytime.
And that's what we're here for, Mabel. So anytime you need any kind of question answered or advice on something that's going awry, it's my pleasure to do that. So don't ever feel like you're imposing or that you need to ask. I give you upfront my what do you call it? It's not permission. It's a invitation. Come on, bring it in. Whatever you need. I'm here for you. If that made any sense at all.
Yes.
Tripping over my own words here.
Your tongue got got in the way of your eye teeth, and you couldn't
see
see
where
what
I
you were
was saying.
saying.
Nonetheless, I've been around a bunch of babies in my life. Mabel says, thankfully, Hannah is a very sweet and respectful young lady, and she loves her sports, and she has a good eye for good friends and keeps herself around her little circle, and she tells Vic and I everything. Well, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. It so could go the other way so quickly, and it is hard to live through when it's like that. But hopefully, y'all got the good end of the stick on that one. Nonetheless, what she needs is strength and something that's certain, you know. She needs to know beyond anything else that there is a pillar that she can rely on, and that's you and Vic. And that no matter what happens in this world, she can circle back to that and it'll be there. Because everything else in her life apparently is falling apart. So you are quite literally the oak tree in the middle of the storm that she's hanging on to for dear life. Just keep that in mind when you do make decisions or when you do go forward, that she is out there tossing and turning in the ocean, and the only thing that she's got as a life raft is you guys. So just try to keep that in mind. But other than that, I think you guys are making the right decisions all the way around. And Big John says, have you all seen them fools dressed in inflatable frogs at the ice protests? It's so weird. I saw one got pepper sprayed in the air hole. I don't think he enjoyed that.
LOL, yes, and I get there. Pepper spraying the intake hole, the invent holes. They can't get away from it. It's too funny.
Angela says they are mentally ill, John. There's a lot of that going around these days. A lot of mental illness. And for too long, we've been acting like it's law and acting like that's just how people are. And we've let them get away with it to the point that they feel entitled and they're coming out of the woodworks. Hopefully, this new way of doing things is going to tamp that down a little bit, put it back into perspective. And Mabel says, yes, she is the most important thing to us, and I know she is safe and loved with us. We are young. Well, I am even younger, but we are figuring it out and are grateful to have wise people around. Well, listen, you ever heard the expression, it takes a village? It kind of does. Yes, you can raise kids by yourself, and yes, it is your prerogative how you do that, and it is your decision, and nobody should ever tell you how to raise your kids. That being said, that's what families are for, because it takes more than two people to raise kids, because there's the wisdom thing, there's the understanding thing, and there's the exhaustion thing, and there's lots of things that go on in raising kids, and you need some kind of support system as a parent. I'm more than happy to be that. And this whole chat is yours for that reason. There's a lot of ladies in here. There's a lot of parents in here. So anything that you ever need, feel free. You are family to us now. I know we just met each other. It's going to take a while for that to actually solidify. And we're also just weird people on the internet. Trust me, we are your family, and we will be here for you when you need us. Amy says, I'm trying to figure out who's spying on me and telling that narcissist from the other show what I've been saying. I'm unfriending some of the people I met from there. I don't have any idea what that's all about. It ain't me, I promise you that. But I will tell you this. If you have to rely on lies to keep your thing going, your thing ain't very strong. April says, love is a battlefield. Love is alive.
At a breakfast table.
At your breakfast table. Every day of the week. Angela says, yeah, they aren't normal by no means. Lack of virtue and spiritually uncivilized. I ain't making the kind of money that guy makes, and I don't have the kind of audience that guy has. But the one thing I do have is my integrity. And if you come to this show, the one thing you can be certain of is you'll get the truth from me. I don't know if that's valuable to anybody, but that's what I am.
Oh, damn, Amy.
And Debbie says, what, Amy? Question, question, question. Big John says, the American patriots have turned up now defending ICE. America. Right on, Big John. Yeah, they need to. Do you guys have ICE in your country? I don't know anything about that whole situation. But you need a good group of people over there helping keep things on the up and up. Angela says, ... And that's pure truth about lies, Jake. That's correct. Aaron, my brother. Nice to see you, my friend. How you doing? Aaron says, I touched a bull for the first time today. It was great. Nice. I've done that a couple times. I've jumped on one's back before. He didn't like it. Amber says, big dog bark. Heart. Unicorn. I got you 6. Heart. Big dog bark. BDB. Amanda says,
Hello, Aaron. Bulls are cool if they're nice.
they're cool if they're not nice. You just don't want to be around one. And April says, yes, it is. I was referring to the song, ha ha ha, heartache to heartache we stand. Right on. Angela says people get treated with love and respect here at all times, unless they don't deserve it. I will get on somebody's ass, but I try not to. I certainly don't do it to people unexpectedly. Aaron says it was at a petting zoo. He was huge, like 2,000 pounds. Oh, yeah, they get pretty big. What kind of bull was it? Was it the Brahma bull, the kind with the big hump on his back? Those are cool. April says, Aaron, what you up to no good? What you up to? Good to see you. Hugs and love. And Mabel says, thankfully, Hannah has said she would like to be homeschooled. Amen to that. And so we are also going through the process of getting that started. And I'm grateful she will not be influenced by unnatural things. Amen to that, Mabel. The one thing I would give you advice as a parent, if I just met you off the street and somebody came to me and said, what should I do? My very first piece of advice would be take them out of the public school system and educate them at home. I know it's a lot of work. I know it's going to put a crimp in your style during the day, but you will never regret that decision. I promise you that.
No, because then you know exactly what she's being taught.
And she'll actually be being taught things. And they go long distances in school without learning anything except what they're learning from their friends. Believe that. And that's where that woke mind virus comes from largely, is academia. So try to stay away from that at all costs. You're doing very good by doing that. April says, cool. Thumbs up. Aaron says, whoa, Jake, got courage. I do.
Jake got craziness. That's
Oh,
what
you
he's
mean
got.
for jumping on a bull's back? Yeah, I was like 16. I didn't have courage. I didn't have any brains. I thought it was fun.
Jake was wild crazy when he was younger.
Yes, yes.
Couldn't tell him nothing.
I'm still wild and crazy. I'm just too old to be that way. And Debbie says, Amy, so I thought you was joking when you called me a spy earlier, but you actually think I'm a spy? I don't think so. Aaron says, I spent the day with my daughter again. Excellent. She is still having a hard time, but you're there with her, and that's what's important. Like I told Mabel, the one thing she needs right now more than anything in this world is a strong place to anchor to, and that's you, Daddy. It's the most important role in the world with a girl that's having trouble. And you just need to be there and be strong. She'll stay close by you. Big John says, our prime minister is in India selling Britain out and trying to speak Indian. It's so funny. Oh, my God. We had a president like that a couple of years ago. Aaron says, it was a longhorn with a hump, black and white. I got a video. I'll send it later. Excellent. That's cool. And April says, absolutely agree, Jake. And Aaron says, good to see you too, Firehead. And April says, Aaron, smiley face. And Mabel says, I still want her to have friends, and she is allowed to have a couple of her friends over that Vic and I have approved of. And she has been very respectful, and her friends are always respectful here. As long as you're watching, you know, you are the parents. Don't ever make that mistake of trying to be her friend, right? You're not her friend. It's not your job to be her friend. It's not your job to be cool. It's not your job to be accepted. It's not your job to be the mom that everybody likes to hang out with. It's your job to protect her. So you have to watch what kind of people she hangs out with. And as you've said, it sounds to me like she's a wise for her age and makes good choices in her friends. That's all well and good. But always keep an eye on those good friends. Even though she's good at choosing them, always make sure you do a little extra diligence, because you never know. People aren't always what they appear to be. But you want her to be socialized. It's not a matter of getting her out of the school system to keep her away from people. It's to keep her away from the wrong influences. And if you have observation of what's influencing her, then you can control that and still allow her to have friends. And that's all well and good. Just keep your eyes open and remember, keep that in your mind. It is not your job to be her friend. That's a mistake lots of people make, because when trying to be her friend, you're not going to make the best decisions for her safety. You're going to make decisions that she's going to think is cool, and that can get you both in trouble.
And I know with my son, when I homeschooled him, there's family groups and homeschool groups that you can get involved with that are in your area, and all of the homeschool kids can have, you know, like park time or movie night or stuff like that too, so she wouldn't have to be isolated.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a group in your area.
One of the great things about homeschooling is there's a community of homeschoolers. So look for that in your area. Look on the local internet and talk to people that are parents, and see if you can't get hooked up with some of the people that are homeschooling their kids, because they all have to stick together, because the government don't like that, because you're taking those kids away from the government when you do that. So they're going to try to trip you up, but you just make sure that you're doing her school properly and that she's getting the grades and learning what she's supposed to, and they can't do anything to you. It is your right to homeschool those kids, despite what they think about it. But there is a large community of homeschoolers, and they all kind of stick together. They're kind of cliquey that way, and they'll have all the information you need about anything you have questions about. So just keep an eye out for that. Mabel says, I do not like her sleeping over at her friend's house, though. Maybe that is not right, but I do not feel comfortable. I agree. If you want to have a friend over, that's fine, but I don't like you going out to other people's house. That's how I felt. Yeah, that's entirely your call, but I think you're making the right one. You can't see what they're doing when they're somewhere else.
There's too many creeps in the world nowadays.
Yeah. Aaron says, Jake, how are you and Amanda? We getting by. You know how it is. Ain't nothing wrong. We're surviving. How are you? Angela says, I didn't know Amy left until after I left. She had nothing to do with me leaving. I wasn't barely watching lately anyway. I just learned about it today, so I don't really have any information on that one, Angela. Mabel says, yes, very much agree, Jake. And she is allowed to have friends that are boys, but only her girlfriends are allowed to come over. Wise. Kevin says, hello, Mabel. And hello, Aaron. And Mabel says, that is a good idea, Amanda. Thank you. It is sometimes hard because we live far from the closest town, but I will look into that. Yeah, it's all over the internet and stuff like that. Mabel says, hello, Kevin. And Mabel says, I also can't see how their parents are treating her or what they are teaching them. Yes. And that actually in this day and age is a problem. If you can't see what the parents are like, yeah. One of the pitfalls that I've noticed is that if you send your kids out into the world, you have no idea what they're getting into, even if it appears to be something good. Like my kids first went to school. I went and met all of their teachers, and they all seemed like great people. It was those very same teachers that damaged my children, though. So you have to watch out for that. They might look like great people, but if you can't see what they're learning, you might need to put some kind of clamp down on that situation. Now, I agree with you there. Aaron says, Kevin. And Mabel says, we have met the parents of her friends, but people are different behind closed doors. That's exactly my point. They may look like great people, but unless you know, you don't know.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, and you can't take chances with children because you only get one try. And if they get screwed up, they're just screwed up.
Especially little girls.
Yeah. Angela says, only my youngest got damaged. A year made a big difference. Oh, yeah. You can lose your kids completely in a school year. Completely. And never get them back. Trust me, I know. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you're trying to raise them to be. It doesn't matter how good of a parent you are. If you leave them in the hands of those people, they can utterly corrupt them and damage them beyond repair in just a few short weeks. And they're good at it. They do it all the time. They know exactly what they're doing. And you're not. You're not prepared for it. You don't even understand the level of evil that is in that system. So you're not prepared to fight it or even recognize it when you see it because you didn't know it was a problem until it was too late. That's the big deal. It is not the same place when we went to school, and I'm sure it had its problems then, but it's not the same place now. It's a completely different world today than it was when we were kids. Mabel says, I know Vic would rain hell if someone were to hurt or do wrong to Hannah, and he is very protective of us, and I'm grateful for it, as he should be, and he's got something to protect from what I can see. And that's very good of him. That's a good quality in a man, a protective nature. That's a good quality. That tells you a lot about what kind of man he is, that he even thinks along those lines. You'd be surprised how many men out there don't even care or don't even see it as a problem. If you have a man in your life, if you meet a guy, right, if you're dating, the first thing you should look for is what he's doing when you two are walking together. If you notice that he is standing between you and the road or you and the people, if you notice that his eyes are darting at the exits as you're walking, if you notice he's checking people out as you go by and looking behind him to make sure the six is good, that man is paying attention to your safety. He's already got the whole place mapped out, and he's already thinking about what to do in certain scenarios. But if you see a guy that ain't paying attention to all those things, you know that guy don't give a damn about your safety. So that's a good thing to look for. I know that wasn't directly for you, but somebody might have needed to hear that. Angela says she turned 18 and voted for Obama. I tried to tell her that he was bad news and why. I hadn't even realized I was so Republican. I felt I was independent back then. Oh, I know. It snuck up on me, too. April says, it's not the same. I agree, Jake. Yeah, it's not the same. Different world. Amy says, I homeschooled my son. He turned out pretty good, too, didn't he? And Mabel says, this is why I left my home country to be with him. And he is a very passionate man. Though he is reserved and keeps to himself, I know his heart, and I knew it from the beginning. That's beautiful. And it sounds like you guys have got a great love story. It sounds like you're made for each other, and you got a nice family. It's unconventional, but it's your family. So protect it with everything you got. Remember to put God first in everything, and you will always be good. I promise you that. Aaron says, or the one in the corner, sloppy drunk, not watching his girl. I've seen that many times. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you got a man that pays attention to his girl and that's what he's doing is looking out for her, you got a good man. And Amy says, I don't think you're a spy, Debbie. I didn't think she did. Angela says, I like being my own safety. I trust my instincts the best. I'm a lone wolf. I ate a gummy. Not all women can be that type of a woman. That's fine. If you can provide your own safety, great. But you don't have to. That's the thing about being a woman. You have options.
You shouldn't have to. Some women have to.
Well, not mine.
No, not yours. I'm just saying. You shouldn't have to. There's some women out there that don't have a man that's worthy.
I understand.
So they have to protect themselves and him.
Amy says, I'm sorry, I've been trying to catch up on work and I haven't been watching the chat. That's all right, Amy. Take care of your business, honey. That's fine. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe, share, support, join, super chat, and do all that stuff.
That's the wrong one. Oh, that one. Okay.
I know what I'm doing. That was a quick commercial.
Oh. I was expecting to feed Jake.
Now I lay me down.
Yeah. Mabel says, when he was contracted with the UA in Syria, him and a comrade of his took a trip to Italy. And while they had 3 months off, I met him on his first night. And he spent every day with me after, until he had to leave, until he had to go back to Syria.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing how love sneaks up on you. How you think you're doing one thing, and then all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere, there's a young lady with just takes all of your attention away from whatever it is you're doing. It's probably the most dangerous period in his life. He probably could have got killed because all he was doing was thinking about you. But I'm glad he did, and you two are together, and it's beautiful. And that's an amazing story. And everything worked, so you can tell that story and reminisce about how beautiful it was.
Come around the corner and bam, just makes you forget everything.
Yeah, sure does.
Even your route, huh?
Yeah. Angela says, yep, a man should do that. I'm old and love not having anyone but me. I can keep my kids more by myself. I can help my kids more by myself. I'm sorry that you have to go through that, Angela. I'm sorry that you didn't have a good man to take his role in your life. But it's also good that you can do that by yourself, that you have the strength to take care of your kids and take care of yourself. So that's a good blessing also. Not everybody is the same way, and you can't put everybody into the same little hole. Everybody's going to be different, and everybody's going to have different needs. But traditionally speaking, as a general rule, and that's what I talk in generals. I'm not talking about anybody specifically. Men have a role to play and women have a role to play. And if you play those roles, your life is harmonious because that's the way God designed it to work. As a generality, different people have different needs. But as a general rule, if you do things the way you're supposed to do them, things work better. And I'm sorry you didn't get that opportunity. But I love you, and I'm glad you're here. Aaron says, hey, Amanda, Amy saw me and knows what I sound like. And Mabel says, thank you. I know it still feels unbelievable, but I love to share it with people. I love hearing about it. A love story is a good thing to have. It's a great thing to share and to gather around and talk about. Wish that we had that. Oh, yeah.
LOL, Aaron. I did too. I saw you playing with a shark.
Were you playing with your shark again, Aaron? Angela says, God gave me the strength. Amen. I'm glad you have that strength. I wish you didn't need it, but I'm glad you have it. Angela says, if I can read it, I can do it. Cars, electric, whatever. I know I can do whatever I got to do. Amen, sister. I'm with you there. Aaron says, dang it, shark won't hold still.
Be careful, it'll spit at you.
I hate it when that happens. It's all over the place. Sometimes you got to squeeze it. Just choke the life out of it. My head all swole up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angela says, smiley, smiley. I'm having a good time with you guys tonight. I hope you're all having fun too. I enjoy conversation with you. Aaron says, right on. Amy says, I do. Aaron accidentally pocket dialed me twice. Did you butt dial Amy?
I bet he accidentally pocket dialed you.
Was he breathing heavy? Because that might have been a different thing.
He just wanted to hear your voice while he was playing.
So says, I'm having salmon stir fry tonight for dinner. I love salmon so much. It is so tasty. I hear you. I had pork chops for dinner. It was lovely. There you go, Debbie.
Ooh, Ninny. Ninny.
Debbie says, I enjoyed the ninny shot, so you got it. Any ninny for you, sweetie. One day I'll give you both of them.
Ooh.
Maybe a little chest muscle. I might do a shirtless show. What do you think?
Oh, Lord.
April says, OMG. And LOL Aaron. Hold on, I guess my chat jumped. I missed a bunch. Hang on. I guess I didn't.
10:08, I belly laughed.
I just missed those two comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just missed two comments. All right. I got sidetracked with the ninnies. And so says, I read that one. Aaron says, I heard hello in my pocket, and I was like, not you again.
I bet she was in his
I hear
pocket.
hello in my pocket quite regularly. Looking up with one eye.
Uh-huh.
Have you forgotten all about me up there? And Mabel says, Vic is on his way home. Smiley, smiley. Congratulations. April says, Debbie, smiley faces. And Soph says, message retracted. Do you guys like salmon? I like jack mackerel. I guess that's salmon-ish.
I don't like seafood.
Salmon is not seafood.
It's fish. It's seafood.
It's not seafood.
Where does the salmon come from?
Rivers. They swim upstream. It's not seafood. You understand there's a difference between sea fish and
fish.
freshwater fish, right?
Yes.
Sea fish is seafood. Freshwater fish is not. Angela says, wow, my phone just turned itself off and back on so fast. It always turns back on slow. I'm at 100% crazy.
I shouldn't have ate that gummy.
I shouldn't have ate that gummy. That better? Aaron says, I was walking to get a pizza, and Amy was like, hello, hello. I was waving at the neighbor thinking they said hello. I looked stupid. It's amazing that you didn't recognize the sound of your phone. Was it on speaker? Big John says, I'm on a bike ride to garage about 3 miles away. I'll be back soon. All right. Why are you driving your bike to a garage? Is that like a sale? Are you talking about a garage sale? Or you just go to hit the garage and come back? Aaron says, it was in my pocket and called her on video. Oh, I see. Yeah, I've had that happen before, too. The video does sound real. I was picturing it coming through the speaker of the phone, like a little tinny hello out of your pocket.
We haven't had a video call in a long time.
That's because I have to look at you every day.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I work on a camera professionally. The last thing I want to do in my private life is be on a camera. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? You got me all philosophical up in here. I guess it's about time to go to bed,
I'll
ain't
say
it?
it's 10 o'clock. Let's go to bed.
Big John says garage over here means gas station. Ah. I got some munchies. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So you about 3 miles to the gas station. That's not too bad. I think it's about how far it is to my gas station, too. Aaron says, LOL, I'm going to video call Jake and hang up.
LOL, Aaron.
You can video call me if you want to. Call me anytime you want to. Kevin says, hello, John.
No, I said that because before I moved up here, we were on the phone for like 6 and 7 hours at a time talking every day.
She would not shut up.
Whatever.
Judy St. Vincent says, hi. Hi. Is that a question? Oh, it's hi right now. Aaron says, 3 a.m. Anytime. Doesn't matter. Angela says, oh, Big John says, hello, Nugget. No, hello, Kevin. Nugget said, hello, Kevin. Angela says, LOL, I'm charged 100%. It's crazy. Why did my phone turn off and come back on so fast? I thought my charger was unplugged and it isn't. It's been over a week since I've had a gummy. That's why. It probably just did this. Probably didn't turn off and back on. And Amanda says, hi, bye, Judy. You say that.
Hi, bye, Judy.
Mabel says, Aaron, just stare at the camera and say hello, and then hang up. Just mess with me. I see how it is. April says, smiley, and Aaron says, ha. I'll call and be like, you up? I hate it when people do that.
Right? You awake? No, I wasn't.
Right? Well, I wouldn't be if I didn't have somebody calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Mabel says, yep, at midnight as well. Right on. Aaron says, LOL, or act frozen. Yeah, that would suck. And Judy says, hey, Amanda. Hi, Judy, by the way. April says, hi, Judy. Where did you go? She's right there. Mabel says, yes. Kevin says, hello, Judy. Judy, how's your day going, sweetie? Judy says, hey, Jake. Hi. Nice to see you. Welcome in on a Friday evening. Judy says, hey, April. And Kevin says, Mabel, you got yourself a damn good man. I think so, too. Strong, stoic, quiet, proud, God-fearing, even though it's a little different. That's all right. Aaron says, I'm planning my prank call. I'm so bad.
You know, what you ought to do, Aaron, is you ought to call 2 different pizza places and put the phone, well, you've only got one phone probably, but you call 2 different pizza places and you get them talking back and forth to each other, making each pizza place think that the other one wants to order pizza from them. That's fun.
Right on. Yeah, not everybody's a psycho. I've only got one phone. And Judy says, good, thanks. I just got home from Pizza Ranch. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good automatically. Pizza Ranch. Sounds like they do bouquet pizzas.
I was gonna say it sounds like a pizza buffet or something, like CC's or something like that.
Bespoke is what I was trying to say. I said bouquet, but I meant bespoke pizzas. Angela says, I'm laughing so hard. Gummy, 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 gummy. Gummy, 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 gummy. Mabel says, thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Jake. He will be very grateful to hear when I rewatch with him later. That's wonderful. Judy says, it is good. It is, Amanda. Is it a chain or just a single, like a mom and pop pizza place?
It's a buffet.
And where can I get one? I love a good pizza. Aaron says, I will make an auto dialer and have it talk like a person. Oh, no. I remember the days, back in the days when we did phone freaking, messing with Ma Bell and building little boxes that jack into and hijack phone lines and trunk lines and stuff like that. And we used to make dialers where we could just like press a tone and it would dial China and catch a long distance call back to America and get it for free. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why that made me think of that, but it did. April says, y'all making me want pizza. I'm calling them now. Yummy. I could eat a pizza.
I know, right?
And Mabel says, he might just make it in time to say hi. I am not sure. I don't know. I'll stick around a little while. And Judy says, it's a chain in Wisconsin. Okay.
So the Pizza Ranch is like CC's Pizza.
Aaron asked, what is Pizza Ranch? Like CC's.
Yeah, like CC's or...
Hungry Howie's.
Yeah, Hungry Howie's or Papa John's.
Nice.
But see, Papa John's and Hungry Howie's don't have the buffet. Some Pizza Huts do in Florida, a couple of them.
Yeah, I remember when that's what Pizza Hut was like a restaurant, but just pizza.
Yeah.
Different kinds of pizza.
Well, they had pasta too.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And Kevin says, Mabel, if he don't make it, be sure to tell him we said hello. Absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. And Judy says, Aaron, it's a pizza buffet. Nice. Oh, like CC's Pizza. Yeah. Kevin says, y'all got to talk about food? Now I'm hungry. I know. I just ate and I'm hungry. Aaron says, COVID. They closed them all here.
There's a Pizza Hut in Mulberry, just outside of Lakeland, that has a full buffet still.
Mm-hmm. And Mabel said, thank you, Kevin, I will. And April says, I know, right, Kevin? LOL. Yeah, that COVID, that closed a lot of stores that they just couldn't make it through. They just couldn't keep going. It cost them everything. Do you think the government's helping any of them out, though? Nope. That was the fastest upward transfer of wealth in human history was during COVID. Aaron says, April, I need that pizza that's close to you.
Yeah.
Yep. A big old fat cheese and pepperoni pizza sounds good.
Steak and pepperoni.
I don't like the steak on pizza.
Steak and banana pepper.
I guess I could get into that, but general rule, I'm pretty simple. I like the pepperoni and I like the cheese, the tomato sauce. Every once in a while, I like the meat lovers pizza if they don't put sausage on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for the sausage that they use.
Yeah, a ham and banana pepper pizza is good too.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's what I used to always get from Hungry Howie's.
Aaron says, slams the fork on the table. Why you want a fork on the table? It's much more comfortable in a bed. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Fork on the table. Fork on the bed. It's more comfortable. That's a porn joke. You'll get that later.
Yep.
Pizza, pizza.
ham and banana pepper with 3 cheese and butter cheese crust from
Nice.
Pizza Hut or from Hungry Howie's.
Mabel said 2020 COVID-19 is when I moved to Canada to be with Vic. It was an absolute nightmare with all the laws and regulations and so many things that they expected people to do. I know. It's ridiculous. And all of it was bullshit. One of the reasons I started this channel. Big John says, wow, it's darn cold outside, pitch black. It's definitely October. We're starting to feel cooler weather here, too. Turned our air conditioners off for the first time this summer, last night. April said, it'll take you 2.5 hours for you to get here, LOL. You crazy kids and your pizza parties. Judy says the moon is very pretty tonight.
Well, speaking of it take him 2.5 hours to get there, April, it'd take you 2 hours and 45 minutes to get ready. So get ready.
And order the pizza, you might as well just plan on being there at noon tomorrow.
Right.
Debbie says, what would you do for a bacon, ham, and pineapple pizza? I would do anything.
You killed me with the pineapple.
Well, I ain't crazy about the pineapple, but I'd do whatever you wanted me to do. 'Cause I'm that kind of guy.
Uh-oh.
I'm like a bubblegum machine. You put a quarter in my pocket and I'll spit something out at you.
Spit a bubble at you.
Aaron says, okay, April, 2 hours. I'm on the way. I'm off tomorrow. That sounded like an invitation, April. Better nip that shit in the bud or jump on board real quick. Kevin says, Debbie, I'll start on that pie right away. Nice. And Judy says, it was 43 here last night. Really? No AC here. I got you. I don't think it got that cold here.
No, it's 63 right now.
It's 50s and 60s is where it was at last night. April says, I watched a Jeff Dunham comedy the other night. I laughed so hard, my face hurt. OMG. He's a great lamau. He is funny. And Debbie says, make it finger looking good, Kevin.
I love Jeff Dunham.
I like him too, but he gets on my nerves. He's a little too clean for me.
Oh,
Because I know he ain't that way. He gets on my nerves because he's trying to be clean and I can feel it.
He's gotten a little dirty here lately.
Well, that's good. I think that would help his comedy a lot.
Well, he tries to appeal to kids too. He's not trying to do just adults.
I kill you. Ahmed. Silence. I kill you. Big John says, we have ice, but no protests. Okay. I got you.
April, if you bought a pizza, do you want it? Could you eat 6 slices or 8 slices?
Stop it. Kevin says, Debbie, how should you like that sliced up? 6 or 8 slices. Mabel says, I was only 19 and it was my first time traveling away from Europe. I don't know why I said Poland. Traveling away from Europe. I would call Vic and be stressed out because after I do one thing, then there is another and so on. I hated it. Understood. Yeah, traveling is not fun, especially when you're young. Aaron says, they censored him and the woke almost canceled him, so he had to be clean now. I got you.
Yeah, there's 2 puppets he can't even show anymore.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not even allowed to do. It's Mr. His pimp daddy dog and the other one. I can't think of the other one's name.
Bubba J?
No, Bubba J's the redneck one. It's the black pimp daddy one and something else. One of the, it's the other. No, it's the other. No, it's not Jose Jalapeno. It's the other one.
Steak.
It's the white pimp daddy dude. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he is.
Aaron says 2 puppets he can't do anymore. And April says, yep, that's funny. I couldn't eat it all. Darn.
You couldn't eat 6 or 8 slices? Which one? Could you eat the 6 slices and not the 8?
April says, Aaron, silence. I kill you. Jalapeno Jose on his stick. April says, nope, she didn't say anything. Judy says, who can't he do? The pimp and the other one.
Yeah. I can't think of the pimp. It's Pimp Daddy D.
We got that one.
And oh, hold on a minute.
April says, Arnie Stick. Aaron says, Smiley. Big John says, I hate strip search at customs. I don't blame you. That would suck. I've never been strip searched at customs because I don't leave the country. Aaron says, Bubba J. April says, Lamau. And Mabel says, it is crazy to think it was only 5 to 6 years ago. The world went through that for over 2 years. It does not feel so long ago. I know, right? Feels like just yesterday how people just lost their minds and all sense of reality was just out the window. And I never did do the mask thing. I wasn't going to do it. I drew the line. I was like, nope. I'm a construction worker. I've worn those little masks. And if it won't keep dust out, it's not going to keep a virus out. It's ridiculous. But, and I wouldn't do the jab thing either. I wasn't about to have all that.
Melvin the superhero is the other
Melvin
one.
the superhero. That's the other puppet.
And Osama the dead bin Laden. So there's 3 now.
April says, Walter. Aaron said, what's up with pizza, April? And Big John says, I have Scarly spicy pizza, 2 million Scoville. Wow. That's hot. I don't know if I want my pizza to be spicy.
Not that damn spicy.
Maybe a little bite. I like the red cracked pepper that you could put on a pizza. That's all right. And I like pepper with pizza, like a chili or banana peppers, jalapenos maybe. But I don't think I want it burning my lips and tongue.
And your butt.
That's a chicken wing thing. I like my chicken wings hot.
Yeah, he likes chicken wings hot enough that the smell them burn your eyes.
It ain't no sense in eating chicken wings if they're not going to be spicy. Can I get an amen?
He don't eat a piece of chicken unless it's got hot sauce on it.
That's a fact. I don't think I've ever had regular chicken in my mouth without hot sauce on it. Ghost chilies? I don't know what ghost chilies are.
They're peppers.
Is that like a brand?
Yeah, it's a spicy one.
I don't want it too spicy. I like the flavor more than I like the spice.
They're like srirachas or
I got you.
or something to that effect.
Aaron says, burnt gut butt, new flavor. April says, I'll be right back, calling in a pizza. And Debbie says, no, you cannot get an amen to spice.
Right.
Come on now. You don't like spicy? Hey, Vic. Victor's here. What's up, my friend? Nice to see you. Victor says, evening, folks. Jake, good to see you, sir. Good to see you too, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Vic.
Kevin says, hello, Victor. And April says, hi, Victor. Good to see you. I'll be right back. You tripped me out, April.
April, make sure you get it cut into 6 slices because you know you can't eat 8.
I don't think that'll work.
Shh. 2, 3. Stop it.
Judy says, hey, Victor. And John says, hey, Victor. Thumbs up. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you doing out there in the world? How's it treating you? I'm doing all right. I had a long day today. Got home a little early. Tried to take a nap, but couldn't do it.
Got home a little early and the house was empty. That was a first.
Yeah. And Victor says, I'm good. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Fantastic. Can't complain. You know how it is. It's Friday. Just trying to get by and make a little Joe. You know how it goes. And Debbie says, I want 8. I mean 8. I bet. You want to get 8? You want to be 8? You want to have 8?
Well, damn.
One of those.
How about all the above?
That
That part.
Judy says, LOL. And Victor says, treating me just fine. The ship's rocking, but we are just going with it, I suppose. That's all you can do, my friend. That's all you can do. The world is in motion. Those of us that are smart enough to go along with the flow, get to experience everything that comes our way. Some of us plant our feet and don't want to go nowhere. And then it just bowls right over us and keeps on going. Those are not the good people. The good people roll with the flow. That's all you can do. It's going to do what it do. Victor says, Aaron, how are you doing?
Aaron's trying to get pizza.
Aaron says, I'm doing okay. You, Vic? Are you okay, Vic? I think I'm going to eat another one of those candy bars before I go to bed. Y'all done got me hungry. Those things are delicious, by the way.
They are.
Reese's
Puffs.
Reese's Puffs is what they're called, and they're
They're cereal bars.
let me talk. They're Rice Krispie treat. Reese's Pieces flavored Rice Krispie treats. And they're delicious. They're addictive.
They're on the cereal aisle or next to the cereal bars. Just an FYI.
And Victor says, we're all good over here, brother. I'm so tired I'm slurring my words. Big John says, wow, nice. Costa coffee and some donuts fresh for £8 for coffee. That sucks. That does suck. That is a pound. Is that a pound or a euro? I never can tell.
It's a euro. Pound, euro, same thing.
And nobody's ever told me what a quid is and why that's different than a tenner.
Hmm?
If I'm understanding the lingo correctly.
A quid.
It's what I said. Aaron says, are you giving the people Victor? Are you giving the people the Victor? And Debbie says, just like riding shotgun, hang on to the all shit bar and enjoy the ride. Exactly. That's exactly right. Hold on for dear life. And Victor says, well, I'm giving them something. I don't know what it is, Aaron ℂ𝕚𝕝. Amy says, I'm back. I've been listening and locking doors, unfriending people as I go. Well, just be careful you don't unfriend me. I worked hard for this friendship. Aaron says, charm, I bet, Vic. Charm.
Oh, damn, Amy. Clean up the trash.
Sometimes you got to just put your foot down, Amy. I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Right.
Don't lose no sleep over it.
Sometimes you just piss them off and let the trash clean themselves up.
That's right. Victor says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know I'm Scottish all of a sudden. Scottish. That's in there. Oh, aye. Mabel says, charm and panic. Right? Been there, done that, bought a t-shirt.
Aaron says, Amy, let me out. You locked the wrong door. Amy done got Aaron locked up.
She's on a warpath. I think somebody pissed in her cornflakes this morning. Can't be doing all that. Amy's too good a person to piss off. If anybody can do it, though, I can, I'm sure.
You seem to have a very easy way of pissing people off sometimes.
Apparently so. Amy says, I didn't Judy, Debbie, Angel, or Kevin.
She's just going to keep Aaron locked in the wrong room.
That's right. Judy says, good, Amy. And me neither. I'm still getting notifications, so I guess I'm in the safe zone. Aaron says they better leave Amy alone before I get my shit kickers on. Oh, yeah, you got you a team of big brothers now, Amy. Somebody gets you up the wrong tree, you just give us a call. We'll show up in force. Victor says also about the mask thing. I always said if anything will kill me, it will be a bullet or my wife. But a little doctor's mask will not be sufficient enough. I agree 100%. I always felt like God don't make mistakes. He designed his body to handle whatever the world throws at it. I'll take my chances. I don't need a little thing for fear's sake between me and a virus. I think I can handle it. And I did 3 times. And Mabel says, what it is? What's up, buddy? He says, how are you, Jake and all? Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. Amanda says hi. And Kevin says hello. And Amy says, I'm not mad at anyone in this chat. Well, that's good. We're not mad at you either. And we love you. And Judy says, hey, what it is? Aaron says, hey, man, Jake, show up ready for smoke and fire. Cloud up rain all over them. Yes, sir. Don't nobody mess with my ladies. I don't like that. I've kicked many of them out for it. I'll keep doing it, too. But anyway, it is about that time. What it is says, by golly, I am. You am what? Big John says, I got some new lights on my bike now. I even got indicators on back today. Free from Temu. Got money back. Nice. That's excellent, John. Some of the stuff you buy from Temu is pretty good. I bought some tools to work on guitars from them, and they're pretty good quality stuff. Some of it's garbage, but some of it, if you know where to look, you can get some pretty good deals. I kind of like Temu, but it's addictive. Be 10 million little things in here that I did not need that I bought from Temu. Aaron says, Amy, did you finish all your clothes the other day? Mabel says, good night, Jake and Amanda. Thank you so very much. I'll see everyone next time. Good night, Vic and Mabel. We love you. All is well in your life. Trust in God and be sure of yourself. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Tomorrow night at 8:30 right here on Politics. And that's it for me, too, I guess. I'm going to go to bed. Kevin says, good night, Mabel.
Good night, Mabel.
Thank you all for being here. I love each and every one of you, true. Judy says, good night, Mabel. Do me a favor. When you go out into the world tomorrow, be nice to somebody. I promise you it will alter your life in a positive way if you just let your inner light shine. Do that. Victor says, thank you, sir. You and Amanda. Have a good night, and I wish you the best. Thank you very much. I wish you the best, too. Aaron says, oh, Jake, my daughter said she will come to Bible study.
That's great.
Fantastic, Aaron. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. I'll do my best to make it a special one. Big John says, good night. I love you all. Hearts and smiley faces. I love you too, John. Thank you for being here. Kevin says, good night, Victor.
Nighters all. See you tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Politics. Much love, y'all.
Amen. And Judy says, bye, y'all. Bye, Judy. April says, love you all true. God bless. Prayers, smiley faces, and hearts. Mwah. I love you too, April. Thank you for being here. And Victor says, have a good night, Kevin. Thank you, sir. And Patty says, thank you, smiley face. Patty, God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here too. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, support, join, and it's important. Have a great night, and I love you all. Thanks for watching. Well, now you know I ain't gonna leave when Linda walks in the door. Hi, Linda. How are you? Nice to see you, sweet lady. I'm sorry, I almost missed you.
Hi, Linda Hun.
Kevin says, good night, everybody. I'm back. Got to spend a few minutes with Melinda. Nice to see you. Walter was here earlier. I don't know if he still is or not.
How was your day, Linda?
How was your day? I'll smoke another cigarette and then I got to go to bed. I tell you what. Let me go take care of what I was about to. Y'all listen to this song.
Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. But I just stay. So I drove down to the local bar where people come in their fancy cars and play their games. But I just stare. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you.
Baby.
I fell in love. Oh, baby. You looked down and you took my hand. You said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything with just one kiss. I don't care what you say. I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. But I just stayed. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. There ain't no way. Oh, no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way.
Alrighty then. Linda, did you leave me? You came in and you went out?
She snuck in the last minute and said, "Oh, they're leaving. Let me run out real quick."
I hope I didn't miss you. I'm sorry. We love you anyway. Amy's here. Patty's here.
Judy's here.
Judy's here.
We love y'all.
Who else stayed? There's 9 people still here. Amy says, "Oh, I was behind in the video." That's all right. You're here now.
She said she was early. I was like, "No, you were late."
Big John's here. I was going to go to bed, but I changed my mind. Linda's here, so I got to stick around for a little while.
Don't look like Linda's here.
I hope I didn't miss her. Send her an email, or a message. Tell her, get back in here.
She's probably tired. I think she had a bunch of stuff she was doing today.
Probably. I've been working on that song for you, Amy. I think I about got it whipped. As soon as I get a little voice in me, I'm going to sing it for you. That's a Bridge Over Troubled Waters. That's a Simon and Garfunkel song. But Elvis did a better version of it, I think.
Yeah, if you can understand what he's saying.
Elvis?
Yeah.
I understand exactly what he's saying.
Well, that one video we watched wasn't a very good video.
Love Elvis. I'm an Elvis fan. Such a beautiful song, Jake. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that very much. Or are you talking about Bridge Over Troubled Waters? Because that's a beautiful song.
I think she's talking about Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Because first she said $1 million song, and then she said multi-million-dollar song, actually.
Oh, nice. I wish it was a $25 song.
It would be if we could get it in the hands of the right people.
There you are, Linda. Nice to see you, sweet lady. I'm not leaving when you show up. But yeah, you live in Nashville, go sell it. I'll cut you in. Big John says Liverpool football club stole that song. Did they really? Bridge Over Troubled Waters? Really? And Judy says Simon and Garfunkel. Yep. Linda Davis says it was my youngest birthday today, so we're celebrating. Nice. Happy birthday.
I thought you had something going today. That's what I told Jake.
What's your youngest one's name? So I can say happy birthday proper. And Judy says, tell them happy birthday. Happy birthday. Big John says, that's their anthem every match. Nice. Donnie, 14 today. Donnie, happy birthday. I remember being 14. It was fantastic.
Me too.
Me too.
I had a great 14.
So did I. Well, happy birthday. Wait till you're 34 and look back on 14. Wait till you're 54 and look back on 14. Just know that the older you get, the better the presents get. Oh, yeah.
Well, that depends.
When you get to the age that you can buy them for yourself, that's when they really get good. That's
There
when
you go.
That's when you get the 65-inch TV and all that good stuff. Big John says, happy birthday, Donnie. Happy birthday. Linda says, tomorrow I have my 40th high school reunion tomorrow. Wow. I'm not sure what time I will be back home, but I will check in on the ride home from Jersey. Well, congratulations, a 40th high school anniversary reunion. I was invited to one of those one time and I went, and I didn't recognize a single person there, and I never went back.
I knew for some reason you had a bunch of stuff going on this weekend, Miss Linda.
And Judy says, have fun, Linda. It sounds like a blast or terrifying, depending on how your high school went. Could be bad. Could be one of those. Mine was a 10-year anniversary, I think. 10 years after high school, I didn't know anybody there. So I was like, nope, this isn't me. I'm not doing this anymore. I didn't go to prom or anything like that. So I don't think the reunion thing was for me. Oh, thank you, Patty. She says, the thing with your song is only you can do it justice as you're the singer. Well, that may be true, but it may not be true. There's a lot of great singers out there. I wouldn't mind somebody else doing it. Better them to do it and me not be able to, you know. I'm losing my voice, so the likelihood of me ever doing it ever is very slim.
Or without having to take 100 takes to get it right.
Right. Linda says, next month I have my New York one, and that's going to be the blast. Oh, okay. So this is like the secondary high school or something like that? And Amy says, I graduated in 89. Wow. 89 was a great year for movies. And Debbie says, at my prom, the drummer in the band gave me his drumstick. I bet he did. And my date was not happy, but I was. I bet.
Right.
Drummer's always slinging that drumstick around.
Get me some drumstick.
And Big John says, they wouldn't want me back at high school for a reunion. I was a pain in the butt, right? And Amy says, chicken drumsticks.
No.
If it's shaped like that, he ain't throwing it too far.
Right.
Wow.
I was imagining that too. I was like, wow, that would be a sad day. That couldn't even tickle.
5 inches around don't count if it's only the base.
Right.
And Debbie says, it was right after I went wading in the fountain. Nice. So you were wet and he handed you his drumstick, huh?
Ooh.
I'm starting to like how this story is unfolding. What happened next? So you were wet. He threw his drumstick at you. What next? And Linda says, I grew up in New York. Only spent my last year at the one in Jersey. Okay. So the one in New York's the real reunion. You're just going to visit a few people you know in the New Jersey one. Got it.
And Debbie, did you see the ninny belly button shot? You got flashed.
What are you talking about? Oh.
You don't even remember doing it? Wow. You dirty old man. Uh-oh, Debbie. Uh-oh, Debbie. Ooh, belly
now
button.
You got a belly button to go with your
and
collection.
A happy trail. I seen happy trail too.
And Patty says, I would not want your song all jacked up. I want it jaked up. I agree, actually. I don't think it would sound good with the Nashville sound. I think it's got a unique bluesy kind of thing, a little cross between blues and jazzy kind of thing, and it needs to retain that. And if I sold it to somebody, they'd have to promise me that they would keep it in that genre, because it's not a country song. But also, there's the whole thing of where do you put it? It's not a country song. It's not a rock and roll song. Who's going to play it? So I guess if I sold it and they offered me money for it, I would take it and let them do whatever they wanted to do with it. But like I said, you say it's $1 million song. I would be happy if it was a $25 song. No, Debbie says, no throwing. He called me up and handed them to me. Ooh, Nice. Even better. Was he gentle? And Debbie says, whew, OMG, I'm done. And Judy says, did you see that, Debbie? Yes, I did, Judy, says Debbie.
LOL, Debbie. Contain your fountain. Contain your fountain.
It's so fun. I'm just teasing you.
Don't he have the cutest little belly?
Come on now.
It's so cute. It is.
Well, thank you. It's just a belly.
It's cute. I lay there and rub it like Buddha.
Debbie says, my date dragged me out of the fountain, and I was having fun. Your date was insecure and scared. And you were probably being very free, and he didn't like it. Alcohol might have been involved. Maybe, yeah. But that, I bet, was a fun night. There ain't nothing wrong with having a little fun, though. Amy says, don't put dish soap in a fountain. No, that's bad news.
Don't put laundry soap in a fountain either. Yes.
Linda says, are you doing raspberries on his belly?
Yes,
Sometimes.
Linda. And on his back and his side. I like to get him on his rib cage. It tickles him.
And Judy says, wow, Debbie, you were rowdy. It's a Lionel Richie sound, kind of like Sail On, says Patty. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It would do good to be swooned or crooned. How you call it? A crooner? Yeah, a crooner. You need a crooner to sing that song. It's got that kind of personality to it. You're right. I like how you think. It's had 3 different versions that I've been through, and that's the one I like the most. The first version was twice as slow as that. It was really drawn out, and I felt like it was too slow. It kind of, you get bored listening to it. So I sped it up by half, again, as fast as it was. So that seemed to make that go away. Now it works better, I think.
And then he was going to cut out the oh, no part. And I told him, no, do not do that.
Big John says, good night again. I'm on my way back home. I'm getting frostbite. Well, be careful, John, out there, and don't get frostbite, buddy.
Night, Nugget. Be safe. Be careful.
And Judy says, good night, Nugget.
Yeah, should we try this again?
Yes, I'm getting ready to go right now. Thank you all for being here. I love you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed the belly. I know it wasn't what you were expecting. I bet you all thought I was a big boy down here. Nope. Just me. Have a good night. I love you all. See you for Politics tomorrow night. Thanks for watching again.
Good night, y'all.